through because of some positive job, or they need to contribute to society in a fundamental way, and you still take the action to save your family or something like that. But to take such a risk, to climb a volcano and taking selfies, is a dotish act. I agree. Out of Jamaica, there's some churches there in Jamaica that, Jamaica is reeling on the COVID-19. They have curfews in place. Churches are only allowed to have 30 people. And the church had to turn away people on Sunday because they reached the maximum 30 that the government allows as part of the measures to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus. That was one preacher. There's some other preachers who have decided to hell with that. They're not turning away anybody. So, just wondering what your thoughts would be on that. So, those are in the news. Some crazy stuff out there. All right. Sticking with COVID, and this time we'll talk about the vaccine and vaccine hesitancy. The COVID-19 virus appeared towards the end of 2019. I remember reporting on it in December of 2019 right here from this seat. But it was just an outbreak in Wuhan, China, the market. From since then, a pandemic was declared in early 2020. And then the world waited for a vaccine that would help our lives return to some level of normalcy. Now, this global health crisis to date has killed more than 2 million people, infected more than 100 million, and impacted the lives of most people around the world, regardless of the geography or location, or regardless of the socio-economic status of individuals. Now that the vaccine has arrived and the distribution is underway, what will this new normal look like? That's the question. But before we can even get to what it would look like, before we can get to any semblance of normalcy, we need to take the vaccine. We need to take advantage of that tool that's available to us, which is the vaccine. We must be vaccinated. All of the experts are telling us that's what we need to do. They say one of the best ways to stop the transmission of the deadly virus while minimizing fatalities and serious illness is to immunize the global population with the COVID-19 vaccines. Several out there at the moment. Just like we have been vaccinated many times in our young lives against numerous diseases, so too we need to take on this virus with the vaccine. We know that if people don't get vaccinated, not only can they get infected, but they can transmit deadly infectious diseases. Unfortunately, vaccine hesitancy is creating a challenge for all of us. Now, I hasten to say, we are a free society, and I love it. I would not live anywhere else. That's not a free society. Free people have a right to choose, especially when it comes to matters of health. And let's face it, the things we allow to be injected into our bodies are even more sacred. You have a right to choose what goes into your body. Vaccine hesitancy was listed as one of the top threats to global health by the World Health Organization back in 2019. But in 2021, it still remains as threatening as ever. People have all kinds of reasons for the hesitancy. I am not here to debate the merits of those, just to say that it exists. Hesitancy, or vaccine hesitancy, is defined by the World Health Organization as the reluctance or refusal to vaccinate despite the availability of vaccines. Vaccine hesitancy has the potential to reverse the progress in eliminating some of the world's deadliest infectious diseases. Today, as COVID-19 pandemic continues to ravage communities worldwide, the threat of vaccine hesitancy has become even more evident and urgent. The vaccine can be described as a gift. Yes, it is for sure a complex gift. It both gives you a sense that you are protected, but it ought not give you a sense that you are free to do anything you want, at least initially. The fact that you have the vaccine means that you have accepted this gift, but the gift comes with strings attached. There's some responsibilities. It's a privilege to live and work in our different communities in our country, but it's a kind of privilege that carries with it a deep responsibility, a duty that's incumbent on each of us to make our communities and our country safe. The nature of this pandemic is such that your personal choice affects the public realm. As citizens, you have rights. Those rights come with responsibilities. So when you say, I'm not going to get a vaccine, but at the same time, you want the right to continue to work, you want the right to get on an airplane, you want the right to go and hear and attend some crowded event, what you're really doing is you're imposing that risk on me, my family, and on anyone in the community who might be more vulnerable. So, the bottom line here, I'd say, is that you have rights. And I would in no way want to challenge and take away your rights. But just know that with those rights comes responsibilities. And the government, business, all have certain responsibilities. They have responsibilities to protect the masses. They have responsibilities to protect their patrons. And so, if they decide, as an airline would, that they would not fly a person within the grouping of their passengers who is not vaccinated because they feel an obligation or responsibility to protect the vast majority of their passengers, and so they decide that you cannot fly, you, one individual, cannot fly amongst their passengers. They too have a right to make that decision. And so you have a right, they have a right. So make the decisions. Decisions have consequences. One day it will come down to more than that. That's just an airline. But I do believe one day it will come down to a little more, because governments, businesses will make certain decisions in the interest of their employees in the interest of most of their patrons. And you still have the freedom and the right to be the one odd. That's still your right. And so, once you decide that that is your right that you will exercise, you cannot participate in my business. And if you're happy with that, then there you go. In our situation, the cruise ships, for example, there's a whole lot of people here who depend on that for a living. If at one point, as is the case somewhat already, cruise ship decides that they will not allow anyone to be on that cruise ship, from the crew to passengers. They will not allow anyone to interact with their ship and their passengers who are not vaccinated. Then, so be it. You can't be a part of that industry. That may come down to be the case. They have a right to do that, just like you have a right to refuse. Just want to point out, in all of what I'm saying, is that with your rights comes responsibilities, and the actions you take have consequences. So, once you understand that, then it's all on you. All on you. I am not an advocate for any mandatory action on the part of government. I do not support that. What I support is the dissemination of the facts, dissemination of the information that is important to help you make a decision. I do not support mandatory action. But at the same time, we must understand that the actions we take in exercising our rights do have consequences. So, with that, that's my take. 465-2555 is the local number if you need to weigh in. The US number 718-577-2916. You feel free to give us a call, but we will take your calls on the other side of this break. So let's hear from you on the matter of vaccine hesitancy and all your rights and actions that you will take with regards to taking the vaccine or not taking the vaccine. Again, I reiterate that it is your right to take or not to take. We will take a break. We will come back and we will hear from you on the other side of the break.
Every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. ZIZ Radio goes into overdrive with the Magic Fingers Ronnie Rascal Mega Mix Show. You heard? Lock your dial to 96.1 FM. It's the show that brings the vibes to your Saturday afternoon lime, bar hopping, party hangouts, or just driving around. You don't want to miss the Saturday Mega Mix Show. You don't want to miss the Saturday Mega Mix Show. It's old school and new school remixes by yours truly, Magic Fingers, Ronnie Rascal, every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. ZIZ Radio.
In the house.
Watch the creep up. Look out, look out. This is it. Something new, something fresh, something exciting. Jump Off Show on ZIZ Radio with the man Chico. Yo. Every Monday to Thursday, Chico will be in the house with the 3 to 6 minutes. So tell your neighbors, tell your friends about this exciting show on ZIZ Radio, the Jump Off Show. Every Monday to Thursday, 3 to 6. Don't miss it. While the others give you some, we give you more. right here on Set Radio. Watch the creeper.
All right, welcome back to Frank and Candid on this Tuesday morning. I'm Tony Nias. Okay, we are about vaccine hesitancy discussion here, and it is, I mean, not necessarily just not just in our local jurisdiction, but it has become a challenge the world over, and there's a lot of concern that the scientists and health professionals have with regards to that across the globe. To date, however, here in St. Kitts and Nevis, last number I saw is that we had at least vaccinated somewhat about 35% of the population, trying to get to around 70. So that's the number we are at the moment. So we are hopeful that we will get there, and until we get there, we will continue to operate under these, what some people refer to call restrictive protocols. And so the only way that a lot of these will be lifted would be once we get up to that point. Let's go to the phones and say good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Greetings in the name of our great African ancestors, especially the most honorable Marcus Messiah, Gabriel, Queen, and God bless them, my beloved African brother. How are you? How are the family?
We all doing well. What about you?
Good man. The clan is good too.
Okay,
beloved.
good.
Yeah, no, beloved, with this vaccine hesitancy, but I, Brother Noble, will not support any administration that make it mandatory people to be vaccinated. I would fight against that, and I'm talking specifically administration, community administration in St. Kitts Nevis. I will fight against that. Give people the choice. You want to take, you take. And like, I agree with you when you say, you take, every action, actions, consequences are consequences. If you don't decide to do certain thing, you know what the repercussion is or will be, beloved. I agree with you with that. But with the airlines, if the airlines say, okay, mandatory, most people stop flying. They'll go to business. If you get a supermarket, there are supermarkets that said, okay, you can't come in there unless you're vaccinated. You just don't go in. Most people just boycott their businesses. That's why I keep saying for years, plant your own food. Plant your own food. And it's more than ever, beloved. You see, because this nonsense that you gonna force people, brother, that gonna bring a lot of chaos, beloved. I wouldn't support that, beloved. But like I said, it got consequences. You decide to do something, you got to weigh the options. Say, okay, if I decide not to do this, this is what it's gonna be. You live with that. But you must push back to anybody who commits some jackal, whether it's the administration, businesses coming any draconian measures. You just push back. Don't patronize their businesses. And if you got a business or businesses and nobody's patronizing that business or businesses, it must fall, beloved. I don't want it to reach to that, but you got to respect people's rights, and people got the right to respect others. And then, but like I say, everything have a consequence or consequences. Okay, last thing. But you see, in Jamaica, talking about this church, but you see, religion. That's why you see, I have nothing whatsoever anything to do with any religion, beloved brother, because they bring more death, destruction, and they make most people, I'm not saying everybody, because they got some good people, conscious people, but very little. Well, 1% of them, beloved brother. But others, 99% of them are just zealots, and they're just fanatical, man. They're fanatics, and they will do anything, in the name of so-called God, or in the name of so-called Jesus, and it all, this nonsense got to stop. People do what they want, but, beloved brother, you got to stop this nonsense, man, this religious, fanatical crap. Brother, continue to listen, keep up the great work. Pan-Africanism our perish. Well, love, my beloved brother.
Okay, thank you for your input. Speaking of vaccine hesitancy and so on, that's fine with me, but sometimes when you get hesitancy because of politics, I mean, not here, but I've seen some reports coming out of the U.S. that most of the people who are hesitant are Republicans or something like that. To me, that makes no sense. I mean, driven by politics, that's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, let's go back to the phones. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
How are you?
I am well.
And the madam?
Doing well. What about you?
Yeah. Tony, I'm here listening to the program as usual. Tony, this might be the last time I'm going to make reference to Nabo. And I say so without fear of contradiction. I'm serious. Tony, let me tell you something, and I'm serious. Nabo has no love, or have shown no love or patriotism for St. Kitts and the country he said he was born into. And why I say that?
Yeah, why you say that?
When last has he been to St. Kitts? Over 20 years. I would want him to answer that with a stamp in his passport to show he's at St. Kitts. Tony, don't cut me, please.
That don't mean he don't love St. Kitts.
Because the rubbish is to him, contradicting what you're trying to encourage Kittitians to do. Mm-hmm. You allow him to speak. Contradicting what you're trying to encourage Kittitians to do in their best interest. So don't cut me, let me say what I want to say. Nabo is trying to run St. Kitts from his smartphone or laptop, and it can't happen. Being born in St. Kitts is not sufficient. You have to be patriotic. Yes, you have to be patriotic. And sometimes when you get on the phone and try to say things to people must know that Nabo don't come St. Kitts. He been to Antigua, I guess, more time than he been to St. Kitts. And you need to stop it. People down here suffering, out of job and whatnot. And if government reach the point where they said civil servants, per se, must have the injection before they teach our children, or supermarkets before you serve the customers. They're not trying to take away your rights. They're protecting people from dying. What about that Nabo don't get? You have to protect your citizens. We gave them the right in cabinet and in government to protect the citizenry of this country by whatever means. They're not taking away their rights for some frivolous incident or anything. It's worldwide. It's a pandemic worldwide. You don't have to take it in New York. Let it don't take it. But don't try to come down here and stay up here and try to impose on us what he wants to do, what he thinks we should do. It's not right. And you need to stop it. And when you come on the program and you're trying to portray or encourage Kittitians to do something that is right and in their best interest, and Nabo come on trying to contradict what you're trying to do, the work you're trying to do through this medium, he must be stopped, and you need to stop him, Tony. Fine, thank you, God bless you, and you Take care, my brother. Bye.
All right. And notice I didn't stop you with your opinion, even though I disagreed. But let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Mr. Nice. How are you doing?
I am doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm blessed. Well, I'm calling from New York.
Okay. Welcome.
I had my second dose of the Pfizer on Saturday.
Okay.
The first one, the 27th of March, and the second one on Saturday, the 17th.
How are you feeling?
And good.
Okay.
Good. What it is? I was a little drowsy. When I got it, little drowsy, and then like a little my head was like swollen, like it's gonna be a headache, but it's not a headache.
Okay.
But what I realized too, I didn't drink any water after I came back.
Mm-hmm.
And after I drank about 2 bottles of water, and after I drank the water, I kept going to the bathroom, and every time I go to the bathroom, I would smell the medicine. The medicine from the coming out in the urine.
Okay.
And then the heaviness of my head went away. You understand? And as I say, I drank some tea too. And I mean, I'm good now.
Okay. That's
So
good to
I
know.
mean, I'm encourage people to go and take it. Because I mean, you want to protect your family, you want to protect your neighbors, and you want to protect the country. So I would encourage each and everyone to go and take it. Don't be hesitant in it at all.
Okay.
As I say, I was very scared. I was scared. But the first one, I didn't felt no pain for the first shot. That was the 27th of March. When I got that one, I came home. I was like a little sleepy. I went to bed. I slept all night. This Saturday night, till the Sunday morning. When I woke up this Sunday morning, like I wanted to clean the whole house. Like it gave me so much energy. But the second one, it wasn't that way. The second one I was like a little down. But I didn't stay down for long. As I say, I took it on Saturday, and by Sunday, like that feeling went away. Because I drank a lot of water, and I made some tea. And now as I say, I'm up now.
Okay.
Another topic I would like to talk about,
yes.
Well, not the COVID. The customs in St. Kitts.
Mm-hmm.
I had a family member. We sent down two barrels and a TV for a family member in one of my cousins in St. Kitts in the country.
Yeah.
The two barrels and the TV, they charged them $800. You see, I'm not talking about the fine that they charge them. I'm not worrying about that. What I'm worrying about, the barrels came. My cousin went on the 13th. They called until the 13th. She went on the Thursday. I think it was the 15th. She went to see if she could get the barrels clear. They gave her the application, the application and the fee to pay. She had to went and pay the money. When she bring that out, they told her she must don't come back until Monday, the 19th. When she went back Monday, yesterday, the barrels was half empty. Curtains from one barrel, all the curtains gone, all the tablecloths gone, all the table mats gone, bathroom sets, everything was gone. All was left in that barrel was the shower curtain protector. I guess they didn't know nothing about that, so they didn't take that. They leave that in the barrel. And candies, the food stuff, half of all the groceries went from the food stuff barrel. And I said, that is not fair. Somebody needs to look over this. They have to look over this. This is not fair. This is like thieves. This is like stealing. I mean, we're working hard over here, sending the stuff back to our families, and they're going to go and steal. I mean, that's not fair. And still have to pay the $800 for the 2 barrels and the TV? That is not fair. When the barrel was half empty, so she couldn't even open it until she reached home. When she opened it, she went in the bed. She started crying because we already sent the pictures of everything that was in that barrel. We sent the pictures of everything. And I mean, she don't want any backlash, so she said, don't say anything. But I mean, I had to speak. I had to speak out. This is horrible. It is horrible. So somebody, they need to look at over this immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately. Because I mean, I have 2 other barrels to send down, and I can't afford to go through this anymore.
Gotcha.
This is too much. So please, can you please? I hope somebody's listening and at the customs department. Please, Mr. Prime Minister, please, if you're listening to me, please, I'm begging you all, that this is not right.
I agree.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. I hope it is resolved. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid.
Good day, my buddy Nias. How are you?
Hey, doing good. How are you doing?
I'm not bad at all.
All right.
These anti-vaccine activists, they don't seem to understand what they're doing to themselves, their families, the nations in which, the countries in which they live, especially little countries like St. Kitts. You can get away with it in the States because you can get your food stamps and your everything else that the government can do for you. Mm-hmm. And the government up there has the ability to print money if they have economic problems. Mm-hmm. Down here, we don't have that facility. We just can't get up and print EC dollars to meet the demands of the people. We need our economy to be functioning. And to do that, we rely heavily on tourism. And to do that, we need as many people as possible vaccinated. But it's not just the economy. We don't want our people to be just dropping down, getting sick, filling up our limited hospital spaces, and having deaths on a regular basis because of this COVID. And that is what could happen and what is happening in other countries. We don't wish that here. We've been doing well so far. At a price, of course, and the price is the economy. We need to reduce now the cost to the country by getting some of our visitors from overseas to come in and bring some money with them, and in that way put money into the pockets of many of those who have been out of work for well over a year. Mm-hmm. But I was listening to a radio station yesterday, and there was one of these, the DJ on the radio station. Obviously, he's an anti-vaccine person, and I wish some of these people would keep these things to themselves. You seem to be very neutral on the whole thing. You leave it up to persons, but there was no doubt at all in the person's mind. And this guy was saying, encouraging people not to take this vaccine at all, and do. But he's basically comparing the COVID-19 pandemic to two other viruses, one of which was SARS and the other Ebola. Mm-hmm. And none of them were declared a pandemic by the WHO. He's comparing chalk and cheese. SARS was basically in China, which they got rid of quickly, and Ebola was situated in 3 African countries, Sierra Leone, Ghana, and a little piece of Nigeria. And he was saying that the vaccines that we're using, it only take 9 months to create them. The one for Ebola took about 4 or 5 months to do, and it was an American vaccine, and it worked very effectively because they not only sent over doctors along with doctors from Cuba, but all their people had to be vaccinated, and they used it on the inhabitants of the persons who were affected in Africa, and it worked because Ebola is almost non-existent. Just a few days ago, I heard of 1 or 2 cases in some African country when I was in Midland, Africa, not on the coast like how they were before. But vaccines are there for that, and they work. But you can't compare Ebola and SARS with the pandemic that we're now experiencing. This thing is worldwide in well over 160 countries, if not more. So this deception that some of these radio announcers are giving people, and this radio announcer is very abusive, he's very angry, but you can't be putting that anger and diverting people's attention or moving people away from taking vaccines into not taking it, because it's not doing the country, as I said, any good. And it's not doing, it might not do the announcer himself any good. You never can tell what may result with him health-wise in the future. But thank you for listening to me, Mr.
Okay, thank you. Back to the phones. Good morning.
Yes, Brother Nias. Brother Nias, just give me, it ain't going to be no more than 30 seconds. No, less than a minute. Now, let me tell all of them, right? The neighbor string buried over dear bed. Between Chapel Street and Station Street, where we call cross the alley, a demi neighbor string buried. All right? And the last time I was in the Federation was December 2008, Noel. Seems like you have a personal problem with me. I ain't have no problem with that because I could deal with you intellectually anytime. But you see, like Dr. Johnny Henry Clark said, I don't think I only argue or reason with my peers intellectually. All others I teach. And Noel, intellectually, you are not at my height, my brother. And you could never be. I know you are elder, so I'm not going to beat up on you verbally because you are elder. But you need to stop this crap. If anything I say, my brother, you can debate that. But, you don't come and attack me personally. Attack what I said. Bring a better thing to that. A better reasoning. Brother, you've been saying this for years. Oh, nobody this and nobody that. And they want ban me, brother, let me tell you. Nobody cannot stop me from calling this radio station. Unless I'm bringing this radio station into disrepute. And I will never do that, my brother. So nobody cannot silence me either. And I will continue to say what I have to say. I am not slandering anybody or bringing the station into disrepute. So you just need to just relax, my brother. Bring a good reasoning to the station. We have so many problems as African people. Tackle one of them. Make your contribution, beloved brother. Leave Brother Nabo. Like I said, I could deal with you, intellectually, but, you're just little scrubs, man.
Okay.
Little scrubs.
Right.
So I deal with big trees, but I continue to listen.
All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to Frank and Candid. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning.
Good morning.
With that, he 30 seconds. But the same thing what the man has said about him, Me said the same thing to him. He need to stop telling how we don't know what to do. Sometimes as soon as me hear he calling him, me just choke me mouth. I don't know why he just call in and say sometimes. The man who write with what he say. And you need to put time limit on this thing. You know how much time me I say? You know how much time me I say that and me I tell man it? 3 people per hole. Anyway, we can't afford to tell people what to do with the vaccine and how to take it. But what I will say, all of the step workers them, who not decide to take the vaccine, you farm 2 gang, 1 for so and 1 for this way, and you pick out all who not take the vaccine and put them in a gang and work by themselves. So you could call them the non-vaccine gang. They won't come between who take the vaccine, who get them sick. And let me say good morning to culture. Over there in either Laja somewhere over there. So, just what the man say, I'm glad the man do it to me with Nabo. And he always a calling. Sounds so stupid. To you.
All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to
Good
Frank
morning,
and King.
Captain Naya.
Hey, good morning, the King.
Yeah, what I am saying to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The last general election, when I voted Pam,
Okay.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I never voted no else but Pam.
Okay.
So when I heard a talk show host saying I against Sean, me against no Sean, I voted for Sean because I know Sean for a good while and I know I already with Sean. And furthermore, I voted because of the Unity Party. You understand me? So men here to break them up and make them stand idle and see nobody break them up. Because they're in the house of Christian people in St. Kitts to form a party. So from now on, it's all combined party together. You understand me? So I don't know, you can't hold a Bible in one hand and train fire in the other. And figure that when people don't agree to what you said, they're against you. That don't work the way. You might have more money. You go make a tip. You could pay for sure. I can't pay for none. I have to wait until Nayas come on to get me points across. You understand me? May wait for nobody, you know, who want to take me make enemies, that's up to them. But when there is a man of God and you're praying, you're entitled for criticism also and take it with a smile. That's all I have to say for now.
All right.
Thank you.
Sure. How could anybody be upset with the king? All right. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. All right. Let's try this. Good morning. Welcome.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Nurse.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. I have a question. I would like to know why it is that the customs have to be searching people things unknown to them. Why they have to be doing these things?
I don't know. I thought they didn't do that.
Because a friend of mine living in St. Thomas here have an incident with it. They sent up this thing they call Mr. Brown, and they took out all the Mr. Brown. The customer took it out. And that's not right. Because the lady boy spent $100 to buy your things, to sell it to somebody, and they take out everything. They take out all the brown. That is not right. They're supposed to be doing that. And I don't know why institutions are allowing that to happen, for custom to be searching things behind their backs. They could stop up people them going away. So if you don't like my family, you could put something in my barrel, and that the cops them they're waiting for me, and as soon as I take my things up, bam, they come and hold me. That is not right. People in think it's need to protest against them things, man. No customs supposed to be searching nothing behind nobody's back. That is not right at all. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I tend to support that. But let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning, caller. You're live. Okay. Let's try this. Good morning.
Speak highly of Nabu disregard to the decision of St. Nabu philosophy doesn't fit in with petition. Nabu, listen to how he greets St. The term he used. There's a hatred in Nabu. I am an observer when it comes to listening to talk show. And the truth and the fact is that Nabu ain't bringing nothing to the table. He just wants to inject his philosophy. And I am against it. He is free to call. He is free to call. But I honestly believe attention should be drawn to what Nabu is saying. What Nabu is saying is damaging, very damaging, and he don't care. When he speaks, he make it clear he don't care. He ain't an apology for nothing that he says. He always talk about his neighbor string very in deep there. My neighbor string very in Saddlers. The truth and the fact to that, all of us neighbors string bury here, but how I don't go on like that. Nabu needs to change his ways, and it is crystal clear. What he believes in is not good for petition. Listen to how he grieves when he call him Queen and Zinga and all sorts of things like that. The understanding to all of that. You know, these are people who don't believe in God. Listen keen to how he speak. You see what he did just a while ago? He started to discredit the man. because the man speak. He said the man is beneath him. So the understanding to that, it is clear what I am saying today. It's time for people to stand up and see if Nabo can just keep off the radio. What he had to say something like that to the man. So what he would want to tell me that I am beneath him? No, I'm not beneath him. I am not beneath nobody. Nobody in St. Kitts. I'm not beneath nobody. You understand? What everything about me is who I am. Nobody can be the same. Just like God and Jesus Christ, they all are one. But God is the supreme God. You understand? And all of us great in our own way. Nabo is out of place, so what he said to the gentleman. I am living with a disability, and these things bother me. This is the second time I have to call into this radio station regarding something two people say, and Patrice show. I wouldn't call the name this present time. The understanding to that. When I reach to this point is because I'm 40. He's out of place to say what he said.
All right. We got that.
Now we need to get he said, pack up. Now we live in America, you know,
Okay.
and I can tell you plain.
We got your point. All right. You're kind of repeating it now. Let's go back to the next caller. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Tony.
Good morning.
Yes. Give me 2 minutes. Now I could stay in Iraq, right? And try to quantify my level of intelligence. I laugh at Nabo. Get to know me, Nabo. Get to know me and check me. Don't stay in Iraq and try to quantify my level of intelligence. You don't know me. I know you don't know me. And you don't even know Tony, the radio announcer. I mean, you don't know people. So I just want you to understand that. Get to know me. And don't stay in Iraq. Again, like I said, Tony, thank you. My level of intelligence. Bye-bye.
All right. Let's go to the next caller and see if we can get away from these personal stuff here. Good morning, caller. You're live.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, Tuesday, hot. Yeah, I feel a bit grievance still what the lady said. And if such thing happened, they should look out through it. If there was a girl, and I leave the two barrel them up to you. And get a lawyer, and whoever it is, let it work out. Whoever I talked to first when I went, they will have got to come with some kind of thing and tell me how my things, my stuff, them gone. It sounds disgraceful and shameful, right? That's what these things to be happening. Yes, that's what is happening up the dock. I know them things still happening. But what it is, they would understand, you know. Cameras so good today, people got a thing on the phone. You could take every item and know what you think, and if but the lady said she had every item and she should have just tell the person leave the barrel them up there and then go and seek a lawyer and make whoever who opened the barrel send me back for them. There's some thief and they're gone. Now boom, you ain't live with it.
I would think that thank you. I would think that thank you, caller. I would think that there are some cameras on the stuff in the warehouse there. I always thought that, but I don't know. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, Brother Tony.
Good morning.
But are you not up to now? I'm sorry, not up the bowl yet.
Oh no?
Yeah, man. Somebody pick up my bowl and with it, man.
Yeah, somebody.
I'm a hard working man.
Somebody done cook that, man.
Who pick up that bowl? I do not think they're gonna enjoy. You understand?
Okay.
Because I'm a spiritual person. I'm a hard working person. and work hard for what I want. I do not steal nothing from nobody. So the kids are young. The parents them tell us do not check up when nobody got. But Tony, I believe that in this Federation of St. Music, where we are so secure, they got some people out there desperate, want to see the country destroyed because of politics, because of what maybe they're in favor of the government with certain things the government ain't doing. Because you is the opposition, are you opposite? Are you in like the Prime Minister? Are you in like this? Are you in like that? You let us see the government looking after the people them and serving the people them. Well, look at the $500 when this government get in. Look at the housing program when this government thousands of people. Look at the sugar workers' money. The sugar workers get back. They will not get back nothing if the farmer want to get back in there. Because they don't say that he don't give me money. And I will go doctor will sacrifice himself and do what he got to do to come out that the ordinary man and woman who work in the sugar industry could get something. You understand? I work in the sugar industry and when I come out I get a 50,000 well. You understand? To help me. So I don't want to people in this country. And I call on them, do what they got to do to put the best of the country. Whether to take the vaccine, if they're going to take the vaccine, they pay this money where they say they're going to test them every week or every other week. You understand? Because this is the way things got to go right now. Because anyway, turning this news, everybody out there about we are so hard. Put by them out there whose government can even sustain them. Pay the civil servant and the monster. So we got to come better than that. This is our country. People going to raise the talk show and I blast the government like set and turn up in think it. Something ain't going good in think it. That is what they're going on with like think it. Turn up with crime again. Bad one and all I swear. Bad one and all I swear. So you have a wonderful day. God bless.
Okay. All right. Back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Nair.
Good morning.
Yes, a lot of good things are going on here, but certain things are not going quite right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important for the people of the country to speak up, keep the government's feet to the fire, and help to improve things. Now, on the question of the barrel, I remember a few months ago when that topic came up here on this Frank and Candid, and a lot of people questioned, and I would question too, why is the customs people opening up the barrels not in the presence of the owners? And that can create problems on both sides because there is no guarantee about what came into the barrel before it left where it left. And then when it comes here, you can always claim that it was in there, but you don't see it now. So ideally, and I thought that was the case, I mean, that has been the case for a long time, they open the barrels in front of you.
Right.
So I don't know what has caused this, and the government needs to look into it. There can be no excuse, in my view, for the customs officer opening the barrel when you're not there, and then you have to accept what is there. No, that's not good. So that's one. Two, the vaccines. Just jumping in this. We have been doing very well so far. But in my personal view, I think our Honorable Prime Minister made a misstep when he sort of indicated that it would be mandatory at the time he did. He started to speak about the Constitution and looking into it, whether it is this and that. That might be so. It could maybe the government has all the right to do that. But you have to be very careful because it is the same people who helped St. Kitts and Nevis to be where it is now in terms of the COVID positive situation, in that they wore their masks, they took all the different protocols and what have you. And so you're telling the same people, well, if you don't do this other step, you're going to do this and that. No, just keep encouraging, because we started doing the rollout of the vaccine late, and we have done a lot of good coverage. It has slowed down a bit. There are a lot of people, and you can't tell educated or if I could just say intelligent people not to listen to the radio here and there. We're hearing France is stopping the rollout of the AstraZeneca to certain age groups. Another country in the advanced countries they're saying, well, we will. Some of them have already had the AstraZeneca, but they won't give this particular group the second dose of that. And others, are closing down here and there. So you have to understand that people are listening to the media all over the world. On the TV, on the radio, social media, you're reading on the internet and different things and so on. So you can't tell them, don't listen to that. It is out there real. They have to be convinced. They must have confidence. The other thing, in a very practical way, is that I have spoken to quite a few people. I myself have taken it, and I'm glad I've taken it because I want to travel, and I would want to encourage those who can to do so. But there are a lot of older people. They're not going anywhere. And there's the saying, they're not taking it. So if you do not get that 70% herd immunity threshold, what are you going to do if you do it? It's mandatory. Go into the homes, and what are you going to do? Lock up all of these people? So one has to be very careful, even when you have the right to do certain things, how you put it over. And I think this has caused a sort of pushback, right? The other thing linked with it is that we were told that the places are going to open up in October. And so people are looking forward that in time it will open up. Sort of no rush, but rolling out. And then in it, we hear that cruise ships are going to come in June. And so you're wondering, you're getting different signals, right? And then when they come in, of course, those who are dealing with them will have to take the vaccine. That's what we are told. But the cruise ship people only come in for one day. And they're going to walk along Bastille. And sometimes I meet them all the way up the road, different places. So what are you going to do? So one has to sort of see through the whole effect of all of this. But the basic thing is don't try to be trying to bulldoze anybody, but more try to encourage. Thank you.
All right. We got we up against the clock here. Give me 30 seconds, caller. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
We don't say, we wish the best to all. Those of us who are not taking the vaccine and those who are taking the vaccine, we wish the best to everyone. And I feel, say, if who taking the vaccine, wish the best to all who are not taking it, and who taking it,
5 seconds.
Who are not taking it, wish the best to who are not taking it, will be better off than what is happening, Because the way we are treading, the way we are going, the way that I see we are going.
Gotta go. Up against the clock here. We will pick up on customs and all of that sometime later in the week, where we can do justice to it. Thank you all for your comments, your phone calls. We will be back tomorrow, if it is to be, with much more conversation right here on Frank and Candid. Have a great day.